This is my EcoMap presentation with case study. My name is Catherine McAdoo, and this is for Social Work 3361. This is my EcoMap. It includes the family and outside stressors that cause harm to the family. Some are strong and some are uncertain. Jessica works as a nurse's aide approximately 35 miles from where they live. The cost of gas has affected her because of her commute, and her car is unreliable. Also, there are no bus lines in her area. Jessica divorced John's father because he was emotionally abusive to her and physically abusive to John. Yet he still lives 2 blocks away and watches her home to see who comes and goes. Jessica is concerned about John having contact with his father because of the abusive history. Jessica would like to move, but she needs to save money in order to move. Jessica is unable to be promoted at her job because she has only a high school diploma. Thus, she has little hope of improving her salary. John's autism impacts his behavior, his ability to communicate, and his ability to learn self-help skills. John attends an elementary school in his neighborhood and receives special education services. He is in a self-contained, all-day kindergarten class for children with developmental delays. He receives speech therapy and occupational therapy as part of his educational program. Jessica said she is concerned that John is not receiving enough speech therapy in his school program because he is not making progress. John has some strengths. He has shown progress, particularly in the area of self-help. He can also be trusted not to wander off into the neighborhood, which means there is less concern about his safety. But Jessica is afraid for John to play outside because the other boys in the neighborhood will bully him. Sue is Jessica's daycare provider. Sue does not have a steady job, but does odd jobs during the day. Both Jessica and John trust Sue's ability to take care of John and are grateful to have her because Jessica could not afford to pay a daycare provider. Jessica knows that she cannot afford daycare and worries about what will happen if Sue is no longer able to take care of John in the evenings. Jessica also faces the challenge of her mother not understanding John's diagnosis and blames her blames her parenting for the problem. Jessica divorced John's father because he was emotionally abusive to her and physically abusive to John. He still lives 2 blocks away and watches her home to see who comes and goes. Living this close to Jessica's ex-husband creates stress for the family. Jessica said she is concerned about John having contact with his father because of the abusive history. Prior to this relationship, she was in a physically abusive relationship with another man. This is my treatment plan. Problem number 1, erasing the financial burden. Child support, child custody, and domestic violence. Unfortunately, 41.5% of families headed by mothers who work full-time are still below poverty level. By applying for child support and then getting it will go a long way in easing the financial burden, opening up many avenues to improve Jessica's family stressors. Due to Jessica's income, she would qualify for volunteer lawyer programs that should be available in her city. She would be able to get better transportation, pay for gas to get to work, get daycare, get outside help for John's autism, and save money to move. Although not financial, custody falls under a subcategory of child support. By filing for custody, Jessica would be able to legally control when her ex can see her son. A court mediator can be requested if she and her son's safety are in question. In filing for the support and custody, Jessica would be able to address the abuse she and her son suffered at the hands of her ex-husband. Now, while the case study did not say that the police had been directly involved in domestic violence issues, the court allowed for empirical evidence to be admitted in regards to domestic violence, and Jessica could get some court-ordered therapy for herself and her son. Problem number 2, adequate child care. Department of Human Services. Child care subsidies are available for low-income families, and families with special needs children are often pushed through the system. Problem number 3, adequate housing. HUD. HUD housing provides subsidies so that low-income families only have to pay a small percentage of actual income. Rent to own. Banks are now working with low-income families to purchase new and used homes on a trial basis. You pay the first 2 years rent to prove that you can handle the fiscal responsibility, and every year after the 2-year trial period, your rent goes to the purchase price of the home. Problem number 4, continuing education, employment. FAFSA is a government program available for people with low incomes to continue their education. Online colleges. Most online colleges allow people with full-time jobs to work at their own pace. Employment. Nurse's assistant is a state licensed job. By being state licensed, Jessica is open to many jobs, from hospitals to hospices, elder care, and private practices. I would encourage her to look for jobs in her area and along public transportation routes. Problem number 5, interfamily relationships. Family therapy. I would encourage the mother and the grandmother to attend autism awareness classes so that as a family they can better understand what John is going through and heal as a family. These are my references. Thank you for watching my video. I hope you enjoyed it.